and Jordan Davis. The Philadelphia Eagles are just amazing. They are obviously a championship team. We know that, but playing like a championship team. This game, 7-0 Philadelphia, 26-7 Rams, 19 unanswered, or 26 unanswered right there. Then 33-26 Philadelphia. It is 7 points unanswered, 26 points unanswered, another 26 points unanswered. And Jalen Hurts in that fourth quarter and late in that game, second half in general, 17-24, 204, and 3 touchdowns in games that he has started and finished. Okay? Started and finished. The Eagles have won 17 in a row and 19 of 20. No, but he, guys, it's because of it. He has nothing to do with it. Nothing. At what point are people going to say, all right, you guys are right about this. He's awesome. And I understand it's a blocked field goal. I get all the defense. I get all the special teams. But that man is awesome.
But that's the thing, is they'll defer to Jalen Carter and the blocked field goals. They'll defer to that defense. Anything to stop them from giving Jalen Hurts the credit that he's earned.
Yeah, it was a rough day for the Stafford over Jalen Hurts crowd.
Yeah.
Rough day for them folks. Yeah, I'll take Matt Stafford over Jalen Hurts. Matt Stafford has to do more for his team than Jalen Hurts. Didn't look like that yesterday. Jalen Hurts balled out. 4 total touchdowns, 3 through the air. I mean, think about it. They had -1 yards passing at halftime. Jalen Hurts comes out in the second half, 17-24, 209 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, a 137 passer rating, and an 84.3 QBR. Is that good? Pretty good. Jalen Hurts can give it to you any way you want. He can play whatever kind of game you want to play. After the LA Rams scored 26 unanswered points, guess what the Eagles do? Score 26 unanswered points. And they do it in the air. And I thought what was interesting, maybe the turning point of yesterday's game, that sack fumble to begin the second half, when Matt Pryor gave up the ghost, that guy was an absolute turnstile. They inserted Fred Johnson into the lineup, and he stabilized the right tackle position in the wake of the Lane Johnson injury, and away we go. The pass protection was solidified. All of a sudden, they had the blitz pick up right. Saquon Barkley getting on the same page with the offensive line, stopping some of those second and third level run-throughs that were killing them in the first half. And guess what? When you give a guy like Jalen Hurts time, he can be as surgical as any quarterback in the National Football League.
Say it again.
Jalen Hurts, when he is given the proper amount of time, can be as surgical as any quarterback in the National Football League in the drop-back passing game. We're not talking about gimmicks. We're not talking about RPOs. We're talking about straight drop-back passing. He can be as surgical with his accuracy, with his ball placement, with his velocity as any quarterback in the NFL. And then, oh, by the way, if he's got to take off and run it on a design quarterback run, he can do that too.
But he's not top 10. He's not good.
He's not top 10. He's top 5 and not 5. He's top 5. Yesterday was why I said what I said about Jalen Hurts coming into the season. He is top 5 and not 5. A quarterback that can have the kind of restraint that he has on a game-to-game basis, that takes on all of the slings and the arrows because stylistically he doesn't play like other elite quarterbacks, but yet just stacks up wins, and then can pull this out of the hat in that fashion against that team, which a lot of people have as a top 5 outfit in the NFL. That tells you everything you need to know about the sports character of Jalen Hurts. But he's not just a character and intangibles quarterback. He can actually play at a really high level too.
What's the knock? Come on, people, what's the knock now? Because I don't know what the heck you're going to do anymore. All the haters, he wins every game.
But does it matter?
But yeah,
does it matter what the haters say?
I don't think
they just win.
I don't think
does it
yesterday,
matter?
I don't think yesterday is about a knock though, Ev.
There is no knock. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I understand what you're saying, and I understand that as a show, we deserve to take the victory lap for the Jalen Hurts bit, especially me after being on the wrong side of it for a year and a half. But I think yesterday shows us that the concerns that we had about how this team is going to handle success, how are they going to handle being the hunted coming off of winning Super Bowl 59, we can go ahead and quell all of that because this group showed you what they're all about. No quit, no panic. They showed resolve. They were able to find a way, and they were able to close out a quality opponent. I looked at that game yesterday, And I thought to myself, clearly, the Philadelphia Eagles are a cut above everybody else in the conference. Why can't this team be the second team in the last quarter century to go back-to-back and win a championship again?
As long as Hurts is upright, they can.
Yeah, what, other than the fact that the numbers are against them, what can we look at with the Philadelphia Eagles right now and say that's a really big problem when we think they can't get back there, especially with the way that the Green Bay Packers performed in Week 3 and the way that we're viewing other teams in the NFC maybe not having their footing in the same way that the Eagles do?
Small's the only thing you point to is health.
But that's with every team, right?
That's with every team. That's the only thing you can point to. The issues, concerns about the second corner, opposite of Quinyon Mitchell, whatever.
Yeah.
The Eagles will figure that out. And the pressure up front mitigates that to some degree. And who thinks that Howie Roseman is going to sit on his hands at the trade deadline?
Nobody.
So I don't worry about those things. The offensive line, yeah, you were concerned. Yesterday, worst case scenario, Lane Johnson, best player up front, gets hurt.
And they still find a way.
They call in the backup to the backup. And he steps in and balls. This team showed me yesterday that they are a legit contender in terms of going back-to-back and doubling up. This team has the makings of going on a dynastic run. And I think everybody is going to view Jalen Hurts as one of those upper echelon quarterbacks from this point forward.
So we give Jalen Hurts so much credit, and deservedly so, for the way that he maintains his poise, especially in those come-from-behind situations. He's amazing. 10-16, including the playoffs, as a starting quarterback after trailing by 10 or more points. It's the third highest win percentage since 1950, okay, behind only Patrick Mahomes and Otto Graham. Pretty good company to keep. So Jalen Hurts does not get rattled. But you talk about the team, CC, as a collective and not letting the success of the Super Bowl get to their heads, how they keep the main thing, and go about their business of winning. Doesn't Nick Sirianni deserve some credit for that?
Hell yeah.
For setting the tone. I know Jalen Hurts came in and said, I'm not wearing the ring, we've turned the page, and we give him credit for that. But then why don't we give Nick Sirianni the same credit for saying, banner night, whatever, we're moving on? He does the same thing. He's also the coach that is stewarding the team through this chapter and through these wins. He deserves more credit than a lot of people want to give him.
I agree. I totally agree.
I don't agree. And A.J. Brown told you that he doesn't agree to some degree. Yesterday after the game, he said, I think you need to allow your best players to be more aggressive. You know what I mean? In not so many words, take us off the leash. Let us ball. We're capable of doing that.
Like they did in the second half.
Every single week in the second half.
Yeah.
Why do we have the training wheels on this offense with this type of talent? I get that you don't want to put the ball in harm's way and take unnecessary risks. But in today's NFL, you don't want to spot the opponent a 19-point lead before you decide to start playing. And so I get why you guys praise Nick Sirianni. The record is what the record is. But the players showed you and told you that they could be doing more than what they are. So I'll stop short of the Nick Sirianni praise. To me, yesterday was all about A.J. Brown, who's an absolute animal, and Jalen Hurts. And then defensively, how well those guys played in situational football. Not just on the special teams plays, but holding the LA Rams to 1 of 4 in the red zone. Those things matter. When you can hold them to field goals and not allow them to convert to touchdowns after they move the ball up and down the field, that's being good at defensively. That's bend but don't break. That's Vic Fangio. And so with the flight of all of that top-tier talent in free agency after the Super Bowl, they've shown that they've been able to replenish the coffers, and this team, this unit, is going to be able to pick up where they left off from last year.
Well, the Eagles looked like they had some 5-hour energy in that second half the way they played, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Who knew caffeine could taste so good? With 5-hour energy shots, caffeine just got a serious flavor upgrade. We're talking big flavor from watermelon to strawberry banana.